Hey, I'm Adam Jusko from Proud Money. The Discover unit of Capital One announced this weekend the 5% cashback categories on the Discover It card for the third quarter of 2025. And those categories are gas and electric vehicle charging, public transit, and utilities. As always with these 5% categories, it's not always clear exactly what is included in them. So looking a little deeper, gas or electric vehicle charging, obviously your standalone gas stations, your public electric vehicle charging stations, those are going to qualify. But if you're getting your gas from your grocery store gas station or some other superstore or warehouse club, oftentimes those aren't going to qualify. Although sometimes they will, so sometimes you want to give it a little test and see how it comes out. On the public transit end, that is trains, buses, ferries, sort of your local commuting, taxis, and rideshare not included, so you're not getting it on your Uber and Lyft here. And then in terms of utilities, it is your residential, electric, gas, and water bills, but then you also have internet, cable, and phone services in there. So that's your internet services, your cable TV or satellite TV, your mobile phone or landline phone, all going to get you 5% in the third quarter. With the Discover It card, they have the stipulation that you have to be getting those services or maybe paying for those services either online or by phone. So if you are doing it through a retail store, you're not going to get the 5%. Not really sure why you would do it through a retail store. Maybe some people go in and pay their bills that way. I'm certainly not one of them, but that is something to consider. Other details, if you don't know how the calendar works, the third quarter starts on July 1st and it ends on September 30th. You're going to get that 5% cash back on up to $1,500 in total on all of these categories combined for that 3-month period. So if you go over $1,500 in all those categories combined in your spending, you're going to go back down to the standard 1% that you get on the Discover It card. And remember, as always, you must activate the 5% categories in order to get 5%, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but you do have to log in or otherwise tell Discover that yes, you are aware of them, and they won't start giving you that 5% until you actually do activate. So if you activate after the quarter's already started, you're only going to get the 5% going forward. So make sure you jump on that. So how do we feel about those categories? I think we are feeling pretty good about them. We've got gas or electric vehicle charging or public transit. So however you tend to get around, you're going to get your 5% there. Except, of course, if you use Uber or Lyft or taxis for everything, in which case you are not going to. But you also have those utilities there, which are pretty sort of not all-encompassing, but they encompass a lot in terms of having your natural gas, your water, your electric, and then the internet, cable, phone stuff there. So I don't know if there's a category necessarily where you're going to max out on the $1,500 that you could maybe get to. But I think for a lot of people, you could put a substantial amount of charges on there and feel good about getting that 5% cash back. Now, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that I haven't talked on this channel about the fact that the Capital One acquisition of Discover has gone through, and that Discover is now a division of Capital One. As of now, Capital One saying that they are going to keep Discover pretty much the way that it is. So it is business as usual. These 5% categories just kind of rolling along the way they did when Discover was its own individual company. We will see what happens over time with Capital One, what they decide they're going to actually do with Discover in particular. Their credit cards are of interest to this channel. Anyway, those are the 5% categories, and I would love to hear your thoughts about them in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching.